Hello and welcome back to part 2 of integers, absolute value, and opposites. So we're going to use the same example. Ellen transfers $200 from checking to savings. Our new definition is negative 200 and 200 are opposites. We show we can graph them. And how do we know they're opposites? We know they're opposites if they have the same absolute value, same distance from zero, and they have different signs. So for example, 100 and negative 100 are opposites because they have different signs. One's positive and one's negative, and the same absolute value. So negative 200 and 200 are opposites. 100, negative 100 opposites. Why? Because they have the same absolute value and they have different signs. So let's summarize what we did so far. A lot from just this one statement. Ellen transfers 200 from savings to checking. I keep saying that. From checking to savings. Integers, positive and negative whole numbers, including 0. We can graph those on a line or plot them on a line. The transfer from checking is minus 200 or negative 200, and the transfer to savings is a plus 200. The absolute value is the distance from 0. Regardless of the direction, it's still $200. Just the value of her transfer, the absolute value of her transfer is 200. We use those symbols, those bars, those pipes, if you will. Absolute value of negative 200 is 200. The absolute value of 200 is 200. Well, they have the same absolute value and opposite signs. That makes them, they have the same value, absolute value in different signs. That makes them opposites. All right, just a quick review. So let's move forward and finish this up. So we talked about opposites already. Negative 100 can be read as negative 100 or the opposite of 100. But when you see a variable, we want to say the opposite of A. So we don't say negative A, say opposite of A. So a quick example. Complete the table below by evaluating each expression for A equals negative 7 and A equals negative 10. So when A equals negative 7, what is A equal to? Negative 7. But what's the opposite of A? Did I do that one next? Nope, did this one next. So that should be a negative 10. So when A is negative 10, there should be a negative sign there, then A is equal to negative 10. But what's the opposite of A when A is equal to negative 7? Well, the opposite of negative 7 is 7. And likewise, what's the opposite of A when A is negative 10? When A is negative 10, the opposite of negative 10 is 10. Okay, so these are different ways of writing the opposite. Okay, I think we're almost done. So Bethany said 75 and 75 are opposites because they have the same absolute value. Do you agree or disagree? Explain. Okay, your answer could look like this. I disagree because to be opposites, two numbers have different signs and the same absolute value. The opposite of 75 is negative 75, not 75. All right. So below we're going to state the absolute value and opposite for each of the following integers. We have negative 12, 45, and negative 250. So what's the absolute value and opposite of negative 12? I'll do the first one for you. Absolute value of negative 12 is 12, and the opposite of 12, negative 12, is 12. The opposite of negative 12 is 12. The next one, 45. Absolute value of 45 is 45, and the opposite of 45 is not 45, it's negative 45. Negative 250. The absolute value of negative 250 is 250, and the opposite of negative 250 is 250. So I guess I gave you the answer to that one. All right, I think we'll stop right here and finish up when we come back.